it comes to mind a story that took place, an event that took place up in Lexington, Kentucky. The occasion being Paul Jr.'s wedding up there. We had made elaborate plans to bring Cajun country culture to the Bible Belt to celebrate that occasion, and Sue had prepared all kinds of food and had enlisted Lawrence Snowball Jacobs. It would take more than a few minutes to describe Snowball Jacobs. He was a marvelous cook, and cochon de lait, of course, was one of his specialties. He could do all kinds of things. He enchanted people by playing music on a saw and things like that. He was so he of course accompanied us, and he was the engineer and the chef and all that proceedings that took place. I guess it was the day before the wedding. And the cochon de lait and everything took place at an outdoor park somewhere in the Lexington environs, not too far from the place where Paul lived at the time, his residence. And so Snowball prepared the whole pig and put it on the spits and kept the fire. This starts before daylight in the morning because the cooking is a long process. And so he went through the whole routine on this, and it went off gloriously. Everybody, and it was a very good, a very cosmopolitan crowd, and central in those who were there were the whole faculty of the University of Kentucky Mathematics Department, which was, they were all Paul's close friends and professional associates. Wonderful bunch of people. So at the time when it was all over, and this is after dark, and everybody had been well fed, and some of the folks were departing, and others had already departed, and the crowd was thinning down, and I was trying to get things under control, packed up one thing and the other, and I looked for Snowball. Well, I didn't find Snowball at first sight, and so I inquired around, and somebody said that they had seen Snowball headed for a small outbuilding that was part of the outdoor recreation complex there. And so I headed over in that direction to see if I could locate Snowball. Well, I located him all right. He had about 6 members of the, I think there were that many, at least that many, of the math department. Now these are PhDs in mathematics, and they were on their knees in a circle, and the dominoes were galloping, and there was money in the circle. And the dice were passing, and I was hearing things like, come 9, things like that. So I was a bit taken back by that, and I didn't like the sight of a fair amount of money piled up there, and Snowball, of course, had in front of him, under his hands was a fair-sized amount of money too. So I broke into this, and I just flatly stated, gentlemen, the game's over. I got protestations from these mathematicians who were clearly enjoying themselves. And why? What's the objection? And I told them, I said, well, the objection simply is that you're a bunch of amateurs in a rough game with a professional. You don't have really any chance in this game. So cut your losses and get out of here now. Well, there were some there was some demur to that, but finally accepted it in good grace, and to this day I think I saved their honor and their money both there. Oh.